everybody. We are going to do a quick overview of microscopes, and we're going to get started by talking about the microscope parts. So first we have the eyepiece, or the ocular lens. It's going to be the very top of the microscope. It's what you look through. And this part of the microscope is responsible for magnifying the image by 10 times. Next you have the arm. The arm is going to be what connects the eyepiece to the actual base of the microscope. Every time you carry a microscope, you should have one hand on the arm while you're carrying it. Then you've got the stage. The stage is the platform for the specimen. It's where you're going to put your slide. Then you're going to have the coarse focus. This is what you're going to use to focus definitely on low power and medium power. And then you have the fine focus. So notice there are the two knobs. The coarse focus is the bigger knob. So again, you're using that on low power. The fine focus is much smaller because it's going to move the stage in smaller increments. And this is what you're going to use to focus on high power. Then you've got the base of the microscope. This is where the light source is found, and this is also where your other hand is going to be when you're carrying the microscope. So one hand on the arm, one hand on the base. Then you've got your stage clips. These are good, just hold the slide in place when it's on the stage. The diaphragm is like a little wheel underneath the stage, and it helps to adjust the amount of light that gets to go through. So if you're looking at something and it looks really dark, you can try to adjust the diaphragm and let more light through. Then you've got your objective lenses, and there are going to be three of these. You've got the low, medium, and high objective lenses, and these are what's going to help to magnify the image. And then the revolving nose piece is what you are going to move to try and change the objectives. So you're going to start with low power, and then you can spin it when you're ready to go to medium power. You want that revolving nose piece to click in place. That's going to tell you that you've hit medium power, and then you can go from medium power to high power. You never want to start at high power or go from low straight to high power. Then at the bottom, you've also got your light source. Every time you plug in your microscope, you should turn on the light source to make sure it actually works, because without the light source, you're not going to see anything. Now that you know the parts, let's talk about how to focus the microscope. So before you do anything, we're going to be using glass slides, so you want to make sure that you secure all the slides onto the stage with the stage clips. Then you're always going to start on low power and use that coarse adjustment knob to focus on low power before you move up to medium power. Once you're on the medium power objective, you're going to generally use that fine adjustment knob to focus. And then you can go to high power, and again, you're going to use the fine adjustment knob to focus on high power. You never want to use the coarse adjustment knob on high power because you can end up scratching the glass on the objective or the glass on the slide. Now, when you're actually viewing something with the microscope, everything is going to look upside down and backwards. So what that means is if you move the slide to the right, the image is going to appear to go to the left. If you try to move the slide towards the top of the viewing area, it's actually going to look like the image is moving to the bottom. Now, when we magnify things, what we're really doing is zooming in on them. So we're actually looking at a smaller portion of the object, but we're able to see it in more detail. And when we are magnifying things, it's important to keep in mind that we have not only the magnification from the objectives, so the low, medium, and high power objectives, but you also have that 10 times magnification from the ocular lens. So for example, with low power, our magnification with just the low power objective is 4 times. But then you also have the 10 times magnification of the ocular lens, so the total magnification when using that low power objective is going to be 40 times the image that you're looking at. With medium power, that objective lens is going to give you a magnification of 10 times, in addition to the ocular lens magnification of 10 times, so you have a total magnification of 100. And then finally with high power, you have a 40 times magnification with that objective lens, plus the ocular lens of 10 times, so it's going to give you again 40 times 10, a total magnification of 400. So real quick, you guys can pause if you would like, so you can look at these questions on the screen, but I'd like you to answer these 4 questions. So number 1 says, how should you carry a microscope? Number 2, when should you use the coarse adjustment? Number 3, when should you use the fine adjustment? And then finally, if you are looking at a specimen on medium power, which again, that objective lens is 10 times magnification, what is the total magnification? So remember, you got to take into consideration the ocular lens magnification as well. Alright guys, jot down some answers to those questions and we'll talk later. Thanks.